Hey, Wambong World Entertainment, and we have some massive and breaking news. Netflix has won the bidding war for Warner Brothers. However, and yes, there is a massive however, don't count Paramount out just yet. This is insane, and we're going to look at two different articles that really break this down. One that talks about pretty much the deal, what it encompasses, all this type of stuff, and kind of the pressure that'll be on everybody, really. And then the other one that is talking about why don't count your chickens just yet regarding Netflix actually winning this. This is insane, and it's absolutely chaotic. Now, the one thing that you're going to start seeing getting ramped up is people going nuts. Oh my god, the Snyderverse is back. The Snyderverse is not back. The Snyderverse won't be back. Look, they've just cancelled every project that Zack Snyder was working on for Netflix. So they're hardly going to bring in the Snyderverse. Not to mention the uphill battle that you would have to convince the actors to even come back. Yeah, you're seeing all the reports. Oh, they're all dying to come back. No, they're not. Cavill is far too busy right now with Warhammer and Highlander to even consider coming back as Superman. Ben Affleck couldn't care less about coming back. Gal Gadot seemed to have moved on. All the photos that have been going up, that's all coinciding with anniversaries. But let's dive into this, because this is crazy. So, in a development that could reshape the entire entertainment landscape, Netflix has reportedly won the bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery, triggering immediate backlash from Paramount and raising the specter of enormous regulatory scrutiny in the United States and abroad. A Deadline report confirmed that Netflix submitted the highest bid, around $28 per share, mostly in cash, and is now entering exclusive deal talks with Warner Brothers. Now, there's a lot, by the way, that we're going to swing back to with a lot of this as well. That part is one of them. To be clear, the sale is not done. Warner Brothers will now enter an exclusive negotiation with Netflix, effectively removing Paramount, Skydance and Comcast from the discussions. For weeks, Paramount has been aggressively competing for control of Warner Brothers Discovery, but as the auction heated up, so did tensions between the companies. Just yesterday, Paramount accused Warner Brothers Discovery of favouring Netflix in a blistering letter, claiming the sale process was unfair and titled. The company argued that Warner Brothers Discovery leadership had conflicts of interest, including potential personal benefits certain executives might receive depending on which buyer ultimately prevails. Warner Brothers Discovery sharply denies those suggestions, asserting its board was acting responsibly and fulfilling its duties. Still, the fact that these accusations were made at all tells you how contentious the bidding war became. Paramount believed it offered a clearer path to closing the deal and insisted Netflix's and Comcast offers carried regulatory obstacles no regulator will be able to ignore. That point may now prove prophetic. A Netflix acquisition of Warner Bros. Discovery would be the largest merger in the history of streaming and arguably one of the most consequential in the history of Hollywood. With Netflix already serving as the largest streaming platform in the US and worldwide, absorbing Warner Bros. Studios, HBO, HBO Max, DC, New Line, and the entire Warner Bros. Discovery film and TV library, would create a content giant unlike anything we've ever seen. The regulatory concerns are massive. Regulators have already taken a more aggressive stance towards tech platforms and media consolidations. Netflix adding HBO Max to its portfolio creates a super streamer with enormous subscription dominance, a near unmatched library of global recognized IP, a theatrical distribution arm, a vertically integrated content pipeline rivaling Disney's. So that's the first part, but then we have this. Netflix may have won the bidding war for Warner Bros. Discovery, but the deal is far from guaranteed. Exclusive talks don't mean the deal will be finalized. They could always collapse. The talk also doesn't equal regulatory approval, and there are already major signs Netflix faces a long, difficult path, reportedly years to come. Paramount, despite losing this round, shouldn't be counted out, and Netflix doesn't have President Trump on its side. Reports note that a Netflix-Warner Bros. Discovery merger could face years of antitrust reviews. This would be one of the largest entertainment acquisitions ever attempted. Netflix absorbing Warner Bros. Studios, HBO Max, DC and major IP libraries raises immediate red flags for regulators who have already taken a harder stance on media consolidation. Variety previously revealed that top filmmakers sent a private letter to Congress urging them to block any Netflix-Warner Bros. Discovery merger. They're warning the deal would give Netflix disproportionate control over theatrical releases and limit industry opportunities. Hollywood itself is pushing back, which adds pressure that lawmakers may pay close attention to. The Department of Justice is likely to be the biggest obstacle. The DOJ is expected to scrutinize the deal aggressively. Combining Netflix with Warner Bros. Creates a dominant force in content production and distribution. Prior smaller mergers have already been challenged under the current enforcement environment. Simply put, Netflix enters a regulatory battlefield. Representative Darrell Issa has already notified federal regulators that a Netflix-Warner Bros. Discovery merger could hurt consumers, reducing theatrical output and limit competition across the industry. His letter puts political pressure on the DOJ and FTC before the deal even begins formal review. California Attorney General Rob Bonta has previously stated he opposes any consolidation involving Warner Bros. Discovery, arguing it harms consumers and competition. So this has gotten very, very, very chaotic. So what we're hearing is Netflix offered the highest amount in shares. That's the most specific part, is the shares. However, they actually didn't, because Warner Brothers has been waiting to get bigger numbers in their shares. Their shares, I think, were at something like $16 per share. They wanted more, and Paramount kept offering them more, and they kept saying no to it. Paramount ended up at one stage offering them $30 per share. 30. That is the highest. And yet they've accepted a lower offer of $28 per share. Isn't that interesting? That is weird. Now, the other thing is that they're talking about Netflix absorbing everything from Warner Brothers. That's not the case either. They only want part of Warner Brothers, from what we understand. They don't want the entire catalogue. Neither did Comcast. Paramount were the only ones who wanted everything. And I mean everything, including everything that's failing. Then you get this letter that Paramount sent. The letter was pretty much saying, hey, Warner Brothers, you are doing some crap here. You have someone in mind. You're just trying to up the money, but you're not showing and telling your actual shareholders what's happening. We demand that you make this letter available to all of them. And of course, Paramount released that letter publicly. I think Paramount themselves released it publicly anyway, to show what was happening. Don't count Paramount out, of course, is the fact that, there's a lot of crap that could actually block this deal going through, including the DOJ and stuff. But Paramount apparently had a backup plan as well, should they lose the bidding war, which is to actually go to the shareholders themselves individually. So it's not the case of, well, we're gonna try and outdo this, or we'll just get more money or so. No, it's right. If David Zaslav and stuff don't want to listen to our offers, we'll go to the actual shareholders themselves. What's going to happen right now is anybody's guess, but this is chaos, absolute chaos. And of course, hearing that Netflix has won the bidding war, okay, that literally means nothing. That means that Warner Brothers Discovery has sat down and said, we like your offer the most, let's talk. That's what that means. That does not mean we've accepted everything they've put on the table. We're gonna immediately move forward and give them the No. It's simply they've accepted the offer. Now they're gonna go in and see what the offer brings. Does it even suit Warner Brothers? But again, the DOJ and all this stuff, there's gonna be so much pushback right now. It's looking very likely that Netflix may not actually be the winners of this at all. In fact, it may delay a sale of Warner Bros. For years. That's not good news for anybody involved, because it means, what are you going to do with all the crap you already have in production and have planned for production? What are you going to do with people's contracts, like a James Gunn whose contract runs out next year? What do you do? That's an issue. Now, that will happen as well should Paramount end up getting the deal done. They still will have to go through the whole regulatory crap. But yes, Trump does seem to be more adamant to let Paramount actually win the whole bidding war. It's right now, it's a mess. It's chaos. How and why has Netflix won when they've offered seemingly less in shares to them, and their overall offer was less than what Paramount originally offered? Plus, does Netflix actually have the funding, number one, to do this, and number two, to cover Warner Brothers Discovery's debt of over $30 billion? It's going to be very messy. It's going to get more chaotic as the weeks and months and whatnot go by. But as of now, the news is Netflix wins the Warner Brothers bidding war, but don't count Paramount out just yet. So, what's your take on all of this? Do let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.